Hello guys and welcome to VollGazzRacing Season 11, Division 1, Round 5, here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. I do apologise if I constantly cough throughout the stream. We've got some form of cough as Nick Jumping has disconnected. So he'll be starting at the back of the grid. Nelson might be here. He is just on his way home. And unfortunately, all of VTR's championship contenders have suddenly vanished, so it seems like VTR is being given a title on a silver plate. Hopefully someone can take a challenge to him in this race, but I think Reps can, Amir if he's on good form can, and Rolls if he's on really good form can, but apart from that I don't think anybody is going to be anywhere near VTR today, but it gives people chances to get their first podiums of the season, like of Howling, who took 4th place last time out. I know I'd expect him to have done a lot of practice, so yeah, I'll have to wait and see who finishes where, who'll be the best of the rest. So given Silverstone is a 1 minute 50 odd lap, you do not have many runs. You have probably like 2 runs of 4 laps, so it's very crucial to get that banker time in and corner cut when possible, as VTR is doing here. Getting all the time possible. The more time you can save, the better. The pit lane is extremely long and slow at the circuit, especially now they're using the international circuit layout. As Nick continues to try and join the session. So VTR starts his opening lap of the session into turn 1. I'm pretty sure this lap will already be off a pole position, but hopefully I'm wrong. For the sake of interest, as Amir Tahiva's gone down, and that's definitely going to put VTR off into turn 3. And his line is all crooked for turn 4. As we head towards turn 5 and the Wellington Straight. And down into Brooklands, and then Luffield. Different lines used for this for that section there. Some people take dead tight, some people make V's. And now head towards Cops, past 3rd gear. Get on the gas as soon as possible. Then quick change direction for Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. So just making a little bit of a mistake. They're not able to take a full good amount of corner speed. But down the hanger straight now, heading towards Stowe. Hard on the brakes, down to 3rd gear, maybe 2nd. Back on the gas as we head towards the Vale chicane, where the left is quite difficult because your bike doesn't fully go over. And then you flick right, and one more corner to negotiate for VTR on his banker lap, which was sort of ruined in the first sector by Amir. It's a 54.8. And Rolls is the only rider who is on a valid lap. But he has backed out of the lap, it seems. So everybody starts again. Moyes is on a lap of Reps and Amir. BTR unsurprisingly improving in the opening sector after being held up at turn 3, and VTL's actually gone down, and Schmoyes has gone down as well, so 2 crashes in the span of 2 seconds. The VTL's opening lap time, I do expect that to be strong enough for pole position. Through woodcut for Amir. And into Cops. Heading towards Maggots and Beckett's. Let's see, does Amir use the curb? He does not use the curb on the inside. And Howling has gone down somewhere on track, I can't quite tell where. And Amir not getting the greatest of runs. Out of Chapel, lifting off the gas. And now down into Stowe. And he's run quite hot. Run quite wide mid-apex, but he's coming back for a late apex. And into the final corner, as you can see VTL there boxing, following his crash. And Amir up to the line. He hasn't validated it. And nobody else is on improved laps apart. Well, Rolls, he's got 3 grey sectors, but if he continues the lap, he will improve. But I feel like he's going to box. He's going to finish the lap. So Rolls the only person on a valid lap so far. And up to the line, he doesn't improve, so he must have crashed somewhere along the lap. So Mia goes again, but he's run out of fuel. Oh no, he hasn't. And Roger's gone down at turn 2. Smurries has continued, so only 2 people set a lap, and only one of them is an actual lap time. So, on the greatest of starts, first up to the start, this first half of this qualifying session. Hard on the brakes into Cops. Let's see what Schmoes can do. He should, I mean, as long as he finishes the lap, he should go second. He hasn't crashed, hasn't run wide, he hasn't gone really, really slow. The thing that's stopping him is possibly fuel. Into the braking zone of Vale. Nice change of direction. On the power. Managing the gas. Fire out the final corner up to the line. And he goes second, 2 seconds off the current pole time. The VTL will be on in the second sector now, red sector 1 for the championship leader. It's a red sector 2. Looking like a really solid lap for VTR here. As we head towards Maggots and Beckett's. Uses the curb on the left and then uses the curb on the right, doing that perfectly. Using all the curb on here as well. He's just absolutely nailing this. You don't really want to use the curb here, taking a lot tighter with a lot more corner speed. Oh, but he hasn't validated though. I'd be surprised if he just dives straight back into the box. Also won't be surprised if he just finished the lap just to see what the lap time actually is. But Amir is in sector 3. He's used the ride out device, braking hard. For Sterling, VTL's gone down at the chicane. Can he get? He can get to the pits from there, I think. Or he can't. He can have to go round. He will just about have enough time. Oh, VTR's been black. I do not believe this. VTR has been black flagged for going the wrong way. Even though I'm pretty sure I saw Q Gamer do that earlier. So Mia goes to the top, but that's not the top. And Hoolicar is improving as well. Howling's got so 54.7, I think the lap time was. So here comes Hoolicar up to the line. Will this be enough for second place? I don't think it'll be enough for pole. Here he goes, 55.7 now. Howling Siege. He returned to the top 5 last time out in Sepang. Can Howling go onto the front row of the grid? Oh, he's at the curb. That's cost him a little bit of time. And he goes second, which is third. And Reps now for red sector 1. And Schmoyes is coming up to the end of the lap now. Where is he? He's coming down the hanger straight. Holding the brakes, sliding as the forks compress. Up to the line, and he improves in lap time but not position as Reps is approaching Stowe corner. Navigating the chicane nicely. And Reps goes to second place, which is in fact third place and is the front row. Can anybody jump onto that front row? They're going to have to get into the 55s to do so. Howling will ideally need to get out of Reps' way, because I don't think he's on lap time. No, he's not. Howling does do so. Reps and Hoolicar are on red sectors, so they're on to improve their lap times and secure their spots on the front row of the grid. Reps losing time in the second sector and running the curb out of Woodcote, so that is time lost for the Repsol Honda rider. Whoa, and that's invalidation for Reps. And he lets Howling through. See Hoolicar heading towards the back straight now. He's done a poor exit as well, so Hooli might not actually make it to the end. So Howling, Amir, Schmoyes and Rolls will all get one last go at it. Hoolicar, I think, is just going to run out of time. Amir's improving, Moyes is not, Roll is not. And Moyes has gone down, so that's the end of his session. Hooli Carr is unable to improve on his lap time. Let's see what Howling can do. In the first sector, he is not up. Amir is. So Amir is the danger man right now. If he can find over 0.8 of a second, he will jump onto the front row. He's put in front row performances before. Into Stowe. Seems like everybody likes to run the wider line through Stowe, not take the apex. And now into the chicane. He'll be the last person to cross the line. Can he snatch the front row? Can he snatch a place off Howling? Oh, no, he's not going to. He's run out of fuel or something. So, VTR is on pole ahead of Hooli Carr in second, Reps in third, Howling fourth, Amir fifth, Moyes sixth, and Rolls in seventh, and Nelson potentially in eighth if he gets home in time. And Nick jumping as well.
The riders have been greeted by a fantastic atmosphere here at Silverstone. They're all lined up for the start, ready for some British Grand Prix action. Let's take a look at the final classification of this race. The riders are enjoying a well-deserved lap of honour.
I'll just double check that is the right grid order. Yep, so it looks like Nelson unfortunately is not going to make it. I've not been told otherwise. So we wait for everybody to ready up. Which everybody has, so let's go.
The riders have been greeted by a fantastic atmosphere here at Silverstone. They're all lined up for the start, ready for some British Grand Prix action.
It's VTR the heavy favourite. Unless something goes drastically wrong, he will take victory. But who's going to win the best of the rest? The lights are on. And we're off. And it's going to be Reps who gets the best start. VTR having a poor start as they head towards turn 1 for the first time. And it's Amir who takes the lead ahead of Howling in second. And Rolls and Schmoys have gone down. So it's Amir who leads. And VTR's had to go straight on at Abbey. And Reps moves into second place, taking Howling around the outside. Into turn 4 now. And into turn 5. And VTR's already making his way through. And Howling, him and Howling have come together at Aintree, and VTR's gone down, so VTR's got some work to do. With Nick jumping now, looking up the inside of Howling into Brooklyn's corner, and the Dutchman has run really wide, trying to hold off the KTM, and Howling drops down to 4th. So it's Amir Tahifa who leads the way ahead of Reps, and then Nick jumping and Howling. So we've had 3 crashes on the opening lap. Hulikar from second, God, has had the worst start out of those who've stayed on. But now it's about who does the best from this position. Amir's already pulled out a 1.3 second lead, so Amir's not messing around here. Everybody with a medium rear tyre, I would expect. If they watch Division 2 race and they practice, they'll know which side's the best. And in Division 2, it was quite clear the medium rear tyre. One person did go for the hard. Amir's gone down at Stowe. Big mistake for Amir, but he has not actually lost that much time, and he still remains in 5th place. VTR's probably and Howling barges his way past Nick jumping. And Nick jumping now drops down to 4th, and Howling actually lets Nick jumping back through. He didn't have to do that. They give him a warning, but fair play to the former Division 2 champion. So these two are quite tangled up in a battle, as it's now Hulikar, the man who qualified in 2nd place, is starting to put Reps under pressure. VTR in 6th, 1.5 seconds behind Amir, who's 1.5 seconds behind Howling, as Howling is looking to potentially pass Nick jumping up the inside at Brooklands and makes the move stick nicely there. So what can the Grassini Ducati rider do from this position? If the guys in front start to battle, they'll open things up. As Hulikar runs quite wide. Oh, and he goes really close to the back of the Repsol Honda, and he's just not able to find a way through. Rep positioned himself very well, but now Huli's going to have the straight. We know how quick that Ducati is on the straight, plus the slipstream effect. But he's not had the greatest effect, he's actually used the outside curve, which you don't want to be doing. So Reps will hold on to the lead for at least one more corner. Hard on the brakes into Vale. And Amir is starting to close up. towards Nick Jumping and Howling, who's been caught by VTR. So bunching is starting. It could be a potential thing here in a couple of laps' time. Maybe even in a lap's time, as Hulicar runs quite hot through Village on the loop, and that just gives Reps a half a second gap in the lead, and VTR slowly but surely closing in on Amir. Now the gap's just 3 tenths here. He's really reeled the VO46 Ducati rider in, the person who led the opening lap and had quite a commanding lead, and probably would be leading by the same distance roughly had he not gone down. But VTR quite clearly the fastest rider on track. Got qualifying pole by over a second, but he could have easily got it by 2 seconds. Got black flagged as Nick Jumping runs really wide through Cops, and that just gives Howling a bit of breathing space. Howling did some brilliant defending last time out in Sepang. Whoa, and VTR hits Amir. Oh, and Amir's gone down in the process, and VTR's gone down as well. So VTR just, I think, just accidentally rushing things. I don't think that. I definitely don't think that was on purpose, but yeah, I don't think he anticipated Amir's speed very well, and he's gone down in the process. So it was like a sort of a sure thing that VTR would win this race, but VTR's got a hell of a lot of work on his hands in 7 laps. He had a really significant gap over everyone in qualifying, but he's going to have to pass Schmoyes and then just put 6 qualifying laps together. So 6.5, however long it takes for him to pass Schmoyes, and then from that point on, that's the amount of qualifying laps he's got to do. As Nick Jumping goes up the inside of Howling into Village, he's going to run wide, and Howling's going to retake the place as we go into the loop. And Nick Jumping isn't close enough to break any form of attack as he nearly hits the curve and loses the front. Hulicar losing touch of Reps, who's now getting into a rhythm and starting to pull away. What times? I think, yeah, hard medium for VTR. In a race where all of his championship contenders are not here, the fact that he isn't winning is quite ironic actually, but he's about to overtake Schmoyes through Cops without any sort of effort. He gets a better run, the better line, a better exit. Passes the Prima Proud Ducati rider with ease. And he's now got 4 seconds to close in on the riders in front. Nick Jumping. Let's see how long it takes for that gap to shrink. It's going to have to be well over a second. Well, let's see, 4 seconds, 1.3, 1 point. It's about 4. Oh, someone's gone down, I think. No, Nick Jumping I think Nick Jumping's trying to pass Howling, but you got about 5 seconds ish. So if he doesn't need to do a second a lap, but that's probably going to be on average what he's going to have to do. It's near enough a second a lap, and he has already closed in Nick Jumping by 7 tenths in half a lap. So it's definitely not over for VTR, but it's going to be a difficult task because Reps has lost a lot of time to Hulicar in the second half of the last lap. So it seems like these two are making mistakes in different parts of the track, and all that's just going to allow VTR to close in. So when you have such an advantage over people, it's very, as we've seen with Amir, it causes you to not have a gauge of how fast people actually are. So you do tend to make mistakes, and you can take people out and stuff like that. And Reps making a big mistake through Brooklyn, and now Hulicar looking to go up the inside of the Repsol Honda rider. They made contact, and Hulicar's gone quite tight due to the contact, and he's unable to make a move on Reps. Down into Cops for the 5th time. When they end this lap, it will be the halfway stage, and it is. Howling's closing in with all these mistakes, and they're battling, And this could be a 4-way train, soon to be a 5-way, as VTR he's closed them in by 1.5 seconds in a lap, so that's more than enough for the current championship leader. So Howling's managed to finally drop Nick Jumping and just focus on Hooley and Reps, and Hooley's going to go up the inside into Stowe potentially, but no move able to be attempted. But Reps makes a bit of a hash on the exit for Stowe. Hooley's going to send it up the inside into Vale, but his front's going all over the place, but he has made it stick. But Reps is surely going to get the better run out the corner. He's got more corner speed, so Hooley Car's made the move stick as we start the second half of this race. Hard on the brakes into Abbey. You could just see VTR there entering turn 1 and now into turn 2. I think that's the first time I've seen Hooley Car take Village with a decent line, not rushing it. It's what a difference it makes when you're suddenly not rushing things. So Hooley Car, he finished second in qualifying. He seemed to be the best of the rest on paper. Reps also had a very strong pace, but let's see now the consistency of Hooley Car as VTR is closing in as well. He's about 3.2 seconds off the lead. So it's definitely time to play the Jaws music for all 4 riders in front. You can just about see Hooley Car in the distance, but his main focus would be on Nick Jumping and just getting him one by one. Oh, and Howling's picked up a long lap penalty, so that might be his chance to fight for a podium over. But Hooley Car's going to be careful as well because he's on 4 warnings. Owen Reps has ran really wide at Stowe. So Reps really starting to struggle now. Trying to see what tyre he's got on, and the me's gone down. I don't think Reps has gone for any kind of strange tyre combination. I think he's just starting to struggle a little bit for some strange reason. So Hooley Car now with a 1.5 second lead. He's got Howling for companies within half a second. But now Nick Jumping is about to be overtaken by VTR. Potentially at Village. Is he going to go for them? No, he's going to... Maybe he's going to be... Oh, he's got to turn it underneath the KTM. Is Nick Jumping going to attack? No, he's not. Howling's decided to take it as long that penalty. And he's managed to complete it. He's done a lot better than the Division 2 guys. I don't think anyone completed their long that penalty. So Howling now drops back down to 5th place. Well, let's see how things pan out in the next 3.5 laps. So 2.6 seconds. So Vito's only closed the gap by 0.6 of a second in the past lap. That won't be enough currently. But it's definitely the fastest man on the track, lap after lap after lap. It's very important for Reps and Hooley Car that they make 0 errors, they stick to their markers, they don't miss any apexes, don't have any sort of moments, they just ride nice, smooth and perfect. And it seems like Hooley's the one to do that right now, but the gap is just shrinking and shrinking, a couple attempts a sector. Obviously Hooley's best chances if something happens between Reps and VTR when the moment comes for VTR to attack. And you know, Howling, I think if Howling was still in and that taken along that penalty, I think if he could just use Reps as a marker, he could have just about stayed in this battle. But unfortunately, yeah, him and Nick Jumping have been completely dropped. So I think Howling will be fine to get his second consecutive 4th place. Or Reps makes a little bit of an error through farm, but they've closed in on Hooley Car and Howling Siege. has attacked Nick jumping into the village, but is unable to make the move stick. But he has got the straight. If he can get a good exit out of Aintree. He's had a little bit of a wheelie though, and that's going to cost him drive. Hold on the brakes. He's just not able to attempt any sort of move. But Nick jumping's wide. The Dutchman's up the inside. He's just not got the exit. So 1.5 seconds covers these top three. And Howling goes up the inside of Nick jumping into Cops. But I think he's going to run quite wide. But he's just about held it together to go side by side. And Howling Siege moves into 4th place. Nice move. Oh, and Mia's gone down again. It's been a disaster for Mia. As Howling and Nick jumping have made contact, but luckily they've stayed on. And there's more contact between them, and Nick jumping's managed to find his way through. Unfortunately, didn't actually see the move, so I don't know if there was any unfairness in what's happened. Because these two have made pretty much been battling the entire race. And I think the pair of them have gone really hot into Stowe. But they've managed to get it stopped in time. Rolge and Smoys are also battling at the back for 6th place as we start the penultimate lap of this race. 9 tenths now separate these three. Hooley is starting to crack under pressure in these latter laps, and he's actually got a long lap penalty as well. And the two guys behind him will know. So what happens now? Oh, and VTR is so close to attack. But he's just going to wait for it to happen. And Hooley's taking his long lap penalty as he's got it done. Into Aintree, and VTR moves into the lead of this race. Can Reps fight back? He's got again the slipstream, but he's not. He's going to go round the outside actually. And he moves back into the lead, hard on the brakes. And he's got the move done. And he holds off VTR, and he's lost the front. He's gone down. He's pushing too hard to stay in front. And in the process gone down. And that gives VTR a 1 second lead over Hooley. But now Reps holds on to 3rd place just about. But Nick jumping and Howling are all over his rear wheel. Just there's so many factors. Everybody's made some form of mistake. If Hooley hadn't have, well, and Reps is 1 warning away now from a long lap. But if Hooley had to go a long lap penalty, then how different this race could have turned out for the last lap battle. So we start the final lap of this race. It is VTR who leads. It took him 9 laps to lead the race. And it's just come good at the right time. Everything fell towards him on that 9th lap. Hooley, long lap penalty. Reps crashed. He's had the fastest pace. He's had quite a bit of bad luck with crashes, but it looks like he's going to be set for another victory this season as Rolder's gone down. And it looks like Reps is going to hold on to 3rd place. Nick jumping for 4th and Howling in 5th. It seems like the race results is set. Smoys and Rolge though are fine for 6th place. Both making contact on the exit of Aintree. Rolge diving up the inside into Brooklands. And I think he's finally got the moves stuck. Oh, and Reps has picked up a long lap penalty on the final laps. That means at this moment in time, Nick jumping is set for his first ever podium. big stuff. So, oh, but Nick's one warning. Sorry, one warning away from a long lap as well. So this all could change depending on how this final sector goes. But there's going to be only... Oh my god, Alan's going to get on the podium. So here we go. Out of the final corner. And it's VTR who will take victory here at Silverstone. It wasn't easy, but he just about got it done. Hulikar finishes in second. Reps crosses the line in third, with Nick jumping in fourth and Howling in fifth. But the actual podium position will go to Howling Siege. Rolge will finish in sixth. Amir Schmoyes will finish seventh, and Amir will round out the field in eighth place.
In a moment, we'll go live to Park Ferme.
So there we have it. VTR takes first place with a great comeback. Hooley takes second. Howling returns to the podium after quite a few seasons in third. Reps in fourth. Nick jumping just about holds on to fifth. Ahead of Rolls in sixth. Schmoyes in seventh. And Amir in eighth. So we'll move on to the podium interviews. And I think Howling's already here, so that saves a lot of time. So Howling, how does it feel to return to the podium?
Feels really, really good. Really, really good. I think it's also like final reward, you know, for the effort that we finally have. You know, I've been practicing a lot. This race didn't go as smoothly. I had a little bit of contact with VTR, like he made a move on the inside, and I tried to give him space, and I'm my bad on that. But I'm really happy that he could recover, take a P1. During the race, I was so shaky, like I was so nervous. In like halfway through the race, I saw Hulikar and Reps constantly battling. I closed the gap on them. Then I don't know what happened. I just made such a big mistake because I was nervous in Megas and Beckett. I completely the bike started doing weird, and I got a long lap from that. Immediately took it, and then I had a great battle with Nick jumping there and Reps at the end. I just can say that this is only the beginning for the rest of this season for more good results. The pace is getting there, and just need to work on myself a bit again.
Yeah, so congratulations. I can't remember the last time you got a podium, but it's definitely been a long time. And
this the Yamaha season, when I had a battle with VTR.
Yeah. So what, season 8? Long time.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Speaking of VTR, we'll move to him now as the race victor. VTR, it definitely wasn't the easiest. 2 crashes, one sort of self-inflicted, the other just bad luck with the situation of the race. But you never gave up. You got a bit lucky on the lap. You did take the lead, but what was it like in those dire moments of lap 5 or 4, whenever it was, when you crashed with Amir?
As always, I got wheel spin off the start. That's happened in 4 out of 5 races this season. So, I don't know why I keep getting wheel spin, but my starts are terrible. But the start wasn't my worry because I know I could catch back up. I know I didn't have to push to my full max because I know I had an advantage on the pace. But when me and Howling came together lap 1, I think it was turn 4. I tried to go. I say I tried to go up the inside. I was side by side with him, and I just had no space left. I got squeezed to the curb and unfortunately lost the front. But from there, even though I crashed, I knew I didn't have to panic and go as fast as I could because I knew I still had enough pace to not go slow, but have a decent pace. But and then when I got to Amir, I just don't know what happened, but I just carried so much more corner speed than him, and it was probably the most unluckiest crash I've had on this game because he crashed and then he just hit his bike and his road rate flicked backwards. I don't even know, but it was the most unluckiest crash ever. And then after that second crash, I knew that it was a 9-second gap, and I was like, okay, right, now I have to unlock my full maximum. So I went out. I wouldn't ever set a very fastest lap, but even though that was not as fast as I wanted it to be, it was still very good. So yeah, unlocked the full potential and managed to secure the race victory today. And I'm happy for Julie Carr in second. He's worked hard to get his first podium, and Howling in third as well. I'm sure he'll be very happy. And unfortunately to my contender Craig, who wasn't here today, I hope for him to be here soon again, but hopefully everything's alright with him.
Yeah, so congratulations. You had to work hard for it, but thankfully for us, it made it quite entertaining.
Yeah.
So that's it for Silverstone. We'll be back next week for Sokol, I think.
Yep.
And we'll see you then. Goodbye.